So she just blurts out, "I'll blow you." Hey, book brats. Today I'm going to talk to you about Slaying the Holidays by Beatrix Hollow. This is another dark romance with a holiday theme. It's a Christmas book the way that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Fight me. So I really enjoyed this one, particularly because of the banter between Soren and Sophie. Sophie is a therapist, and she started seeing Soren when he was still married and was in couples therapy. He ended up getting divorced. He kept seeing Sophie as his therapist, and he's talking about how much he misses his kids, and he feels like without his kids in his house, he doesn't know who he is as a person. And so she's like, "Hey man, get a hobby." And he's like, "I think you're right. I think I'm going to try photography. Yeah, let's call it photography." And she says, "That's a great hobby." But she also, in her head, is thinking, wow, this is a beefcake of a man, and I kind of like what I'm seeing. So Sophie ventures back into the dating world via dating apps, and she's swiping right on guys who kind of look like Soren. She goes on a date with one, and it turns out to be a terrible date. So she goes out to the guy's car and sees the guy in there, and he's like hunched over his steering wheel. She's trying to tell him, be like, I think for your time, but I don't think it's going to work out. And he's still hunched over the steering wheel. She's like, man, he's taking it hard. Well, she discovers very quickly that he is not taking it hard. He's dead. And she discovers Soren hunched down on the floor of the back seat, trying to hide. Throughout this entire book, there's a lot of great inner monologue. There's a lot of really fantastically hilarious, witty banter. Now that Sophie has figured out that Soren didn't mean photography, he meant photography, she's like, "Are you gonna kill me?" And he's like, "No, I'm not gonna kill you. You're an innocent. You haven't done anything." And so he suggests they get married so that she can't be forced to testify against him in court. And she accepts because he also offers to answer any and all of her questions and to kind of psychoanalyze him, so that she can publish all of the good information from a serial killer as he is actively killing. Sophie, I see where you're going, but honey, come on. At one point, Sophie is convinced that Soren is spiraling. And so they're in the house of one of his marks. She's trying to come up with a way to distract him. And so she just blurts out, "I'll blow you, honey." Good for you. Because it's the holidays and Sophie's family hears that she eloped, they invade Soren's house. And so Soren's like, "Yeah, no, I love having guests. I love having a full, chaotic, noisy house. Have them over." And they have to thus convince her family that they are absolutely a couple in love that just couldn't wait. And so now it becomes the one room, one bed. What a great way to spend the holidays. Your new husband, who had been keeping bodies frozen in the snow in his backyard and now has to hide them, putting them in Christmas presents. Everything about this screams wacky madcap, and I love the way it ends. They have to drug her family so that they forget about the bodies they found in the presents. But also, family, why did you start opening somebody else's presents? The hell is wrong with you? They brought this on themselves.